Oh my God! Sorry, that's Andre. My bad. I just like I watched all of their videos last night, and I'm like,
I've I've made it to Game Explain.
yes.
What an
I low
honor.
key, I'm in their Discord server. I might hit him up. I might hit him
To
up.
be fair, this is like the time in Game Explain history where I could get on there probably.
I want to. I know that like we're like this with GVG right now, but like I like Andre too. I like Joey. I watch all Joey's videos. I don't want to step into Commonwealth realm, but Joey, Dan, they're all good guys. Like I love all of them. Been watching them since I was a kid. New Super Mario Bros. Wii days. Anyways, what the hell did we just watch today? I like this is maybe like a 9 out of 10 direct for me. I watched it like
I think that's
40
fair.
times at work. I okay, it obviously invoked the Switch One presentation, but much snappier, much like because
Oh, it was so much smoother.
it was so like every it was oops all bangers. Like not there was only like a few things that we'll nitpick as we go.
Yeah.
But there's so much to talk about, so we should just hop right into it. I'm not even gonna like, comment, subscribe, Dubby 10% off using crazy code crazy
Crazy code.
cap for 10% off your order. Patreon, get these videos a day early, but not this one because we're gonna be releasing it right away because pretty much next week we're gonna have to do a Mario Kart prediction for that thing. So, and I think we're gonna do. I know Matt wanted to do some stuff, but I think this is way different than what we expected. So I'm kind of glad we waited. So now we can just have a predictions for the direct. Anyways, anything before like we're just gonna break it down like we used to do back in the day.
I mean, overall thoughts. Like, obviously, I'm agreeing with you that it is a 9 out of 10. It is absolutely one of their top five directs I've ever seen. Just the amount of surprises that came from it. I will say, I think because of the 2017 presentation, I was expecting a couple more first party games.
Okay.
Like, it definitely felt very, well, here's Mario Kart, here's the experimental titles, and then here's console explanation, stuff like that, which was totally
Yeah.
cool. But I was hanging on by a thread getting to those final two announcements. I was like, please leave me like with some good stuff, and of course they did.
I think that's mostly because we're not done yet. One, we're getting Mario Kart Direct in April. I still think we're gonna get our E3 Direct in June, and
Mm,
right after the Switch 2 obviously launches, because then they're gonna be like, well, you got Mario Kart. What else am I gonna be playing other than Donkey Kong? So there's a small chance that we get a direct either in June and more likely, I think we're still gonna get our Mario 40th direct,
mhm.
which is where we'll finally see that 3D Mario, which won't be released until 2026. Perfectly fine with Donkey Kong as it is, but that's probably we'll get that major blowout. Because again, thinking about it, where the fuck was Mario other than Mario Kart? There was no Mario
So
at this thing, so
I got a couple things to touch on with that. Like, first off, I don't think we get a June direct necessarily, but I don't think we wait till September either. I think with this new generation, this is the big opportunity to kind of shuffle around the schedule as it is. Like, maybe we get a July direct, maybe we get like a mid August direct or something like that around Gamescom. I do think we see more games soon, but when you really think about it, like, we don't, not to sound like a broken record here, we don't really need much else for the year. Like, we
right.
have Hyrule Warriors, Metroid, Pokemon, DK, Mario Kart, that Kirby DLC. I'm sure I'm
Yeah.
missing one or two other things like the experimental stuff. Like, oh,
Yeah,
Kirby,
we're
like
we're
Kirby Air Riders.
well. I
Like, we're
don't. It
feasting.
didn't say 2025, so
Yes, it did.
it did.
Go back to the trailer.
Okay.
It did.
But I think again we haven't seen too much of DK. That's what I'm saying. I think we might still have a presentation between now and the end of the year,
I
or
mean, that
before because we'll probably still have a fall one, right? More
I
than
I
likely.
could see that. But I
So
mean, I don't know. I feel like they might just do like a Donkey Kong direct. Like, I don't expect one before DK comes out unless it's game specific. But going back to DK in general, remember like 3, 4, like maybe even 5 years ago at this point, there was those rumors about a 3D Donkey
you
Kong
didn't want to
game,
believe
and it
me.
was, and it, I didn't because I thought it was so like I thought we would have seen it years ago.
Hmm.
But I mean, it was specifically, I believe, rumored that the Odyssey team was working on this. So
I mean, it shows.
my current theory is they were working on this and whatever Mario's doing side by side. I think we see this year, and we either see like the first tease of 3D Mario towards the end of the year, or like the first direct of next year. I think that's our next holiday game. I think that and Animal Crossing will be, and Pokemon Gen 10 will be like the three heavy hitters for next year.
Yeah.
But regardless, we'll talk about DK later. But oh my gosh, I'm so excited for that game.
All right, let's dive into it.
Let's
So
do it.
right out the gate, we get Mario Kart World, and what? No one wanted to believe it, but it is a completely open world Mario Kart game. Honestly, the change that the series needed, and you were like, no retros. I think that's the coolest thing about it, that they somehow retrofitted
Well,
retros
they
into this open
I was
world.
they aren't even calling them retros anymore. That's what I really like. Like they look
Yeah.
so different and they
Oh
feel
yeah.
so fresh. Like they don't feel like retros. They just feel like
Yeah.
they're new takes on these existing tracks.
Exactly. Which is honestly because again, with some of them, like obviously with 8 we started to get more experimental with it, but before that it was pretty much just copy and pasted like from the Wii or whatever, and like sometimes they do a little bit of changes, but I think Peach Beach is in there, and I could barely
I think
tell it was
so.
Peach Beach. Like it was so
Toad
different.
Factory's in there somewhere. I know there was
I
like a
it
screenshot of it and there
it
was music
wasn't
playing.
in the trailer, but the music was playing, so it's definitely there.
I think there was like one screenshot like somebody thinks it's Toad Factory, but yeah, the music was
The music
definitely
was
there.
there. Airship Fortress was one that they definitely had to
It
highlight.
looks
I know,
fantastic.
so good. Um, this seems like a perfect evolution of, I mean, fuck Double Dash. Like Double Dash had that connected universe going on, and this is just that fully realized. And then there's also somehow Sky High Sunday is there too. I don't know how, but it's
That
there.
was if they fix it, I'll be happy with it. But I saw that and I was like, really? That's the tour track you're bringing back? At
I
least,
think it's all. I think it's all of the new tour tracks are actually coming back, and the reason why I believe that is because there's no way you have this really cool open world and not have Yoshi's Island. Come on,
I
like
mean, that's my so my little tangent right now is like it seems like we are back to 32 or less tracks. I think right now the final count is 28, but like we're missing Rainbow Road, so I'm sure there's like one more cup we're missing.
well,
I oh go ahead.
there is a caveat with that. A lot of the cups overlap.
I
Um,
saw yeah, but I mean like with that map, we've pinpointed 28 unique tracks.
New tracks or just
Yeah, new like different spots on the map. Like somebody's actually gone and
okay.
like pinpointed them. So right now
So
we're at 28.
there's like a billion cups, but there's like not really that many
Well,
tracks. So
some of them are some of them are cups and some of them are rallies. Rallies seem to be like
mm,
the you go through like three or four tracks and like it's the elimination style kind of thing.
okay.
That one mode. So I think that's what that is. But no, when I was scrolling through like everything this morning, I was like, are we gonna have like 15 cups? Are we having like 60 tracks at launch? And then I kind of looked into it more. I'm like, no, probably not. But that's why I'm really excited for this Mario Kart Direct here in a couple weeks because I think calling it Mario Kart World not only like exemplifies the entire like premise of the game. I feel like this is Nintendo's like live service game for the generation.
Hmm.
I could see them milking the hell out of this game until we
See,
get to like 90 tracks or something like years down the line.
that then begs the question. A lot of people didn't know. This shit is 80 fucking dollars. Now,
Yeah.
in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, they'll just have a shit ton of tracks and it's a big open world and that'll justify the price. But if this is seeming more traditional in terms of the amount of tracks, that $80 price point is looking less and less like.
I mean, you got to remember though, like yes, there's 28 tracks, but there's also an entire open world connecting them. There's at least 50 characters. There's
But
costumes.
like, isn't
Like,
that just a Forza? Forza's $70.
but I mean, I don't know. I feel like it can go two different ways. I was talking to one of my like Twitter mutuals about this earlier. They can either be like, "Hey, we know this game's a little bit pricey, but you're gonna get like for like 2 or 3 years of free content updates, kind of like they do with Animal Crossing and Splatoon."
Hmm.
Yes, it's still $80. Yes, it's still awful, but that might be a little bit of like, oh, you had to pay for the booster course pass, or you had to be a Nintendo Switch Online member. We're giving this content for you for free because we love you. Now give us eighty
I would
dollars.
sure hope. I would sure hope so. But I mean, I can completely see them doing like, oh, here's another booster
Oh
course
yeah. Well,
pass.
I fully expect them to lay out like the post launch content on the 17th in this direct. I
Hmm.
think they'd be stupid not to. Like I feel like they should just get that just rolling right away because I feel like this is going to be like a every 3 4 months we get like 4 to 6 tracks, maybe like on a unique island, like themed to some not third party, but like other Nintendo IP, maybe like a winter theme or something like that. Like obvious, that's what makes it so difficult with post launch content. This map is already like it feels set in stone. Like
Hmm.
I don't think you can add tracks to the pre-existing map, so they've got to
Right.
expand. So I'm either they're not going to expand and just make them like just Grand Prix kind of things, and that'll feel really stupid,
Think about how they
or
do
they
it with
make like
Pokemon.
islands.
It's every DLC is some separate thing from the
Right,
region.
and I could see him being like, oh hey, we're just gonna keep expanding this world. Like, oh, there's clouds up here. There's more land up north you can go to. Oh, look at this like island archipelago or something like that. I
I
think
mean,
that's
it's
the way
like,
they're gonna go
oh
about it.
look, it's Hyrule.
I literally no, that's how I explained it to my mutual earlier. I'm like, oh, imagine there's an island and you can use your jet skis or whatever to get over there. And you see Hyrule Circuit from Mario Kart 8 alongside a couple new Zelda theme tracks.
Yeah, that
Like
that makes
exactly.
sense.
It does. But okay, before we move on, I have to say this because I was so excited. I got my Nabbit.
Yep.
I got Nabbit. I
Yep.
was so
No,
happy.
that's crazy because I watched the trailer like 3 times and I saw like more and more and more
Hmm.
and I'm like, is that a fucking sidestepper from Mario Brothers? Like, is that a fucking dolphin? Like, obviously they highlighted the cow and it's like, yeah, everyone loves Mumu Meadows. Mumu Meadows is in there. Which, by the way, speaking of tracks, I got my DK pass.
Honestly, I prefer like DK Summit and DK Mountain, but it's like we just got those. I can
Yeah,
play those on the Switch right now. I'm not mad that those aren't back.
but
I could see them coming back in the future, but don't need them right now.
again, the more and more you look at it, it's just like there's more characters that just keep coming out, and it's like,
Freaking
why?
Beyonces!
Beyond, well, that's a great get too. Yes, please. I
I
love
so
that.
I'm so I
Where's
was talking
Delfino
to
Square? I need that.
I was talking to my partner, and we're like, the Koopalings seem to be gone. No EGAD, none of this. But you got a Goomba.
There's no way
You've
that they
got you've
remove
got a
characters, right?
penguin. You've got one of those bats.
I
Here's the
think
thing,
the Koopalings are back, right? Come
we
on.
don't have any confirmation. We have none of the Kongs besides Donkey Kong, which I'm getting a little nervous about. We
Yeah,
don't
that's
have
disappointing.
Poochie. We have a piranha plant, but still no confirmed PD piranha.
Hmm.
So it just this like right now
There was a
I think
piranha plant. I didn't even see that.
yeah, right now I think Mario Wiki has it sitting at like 50 playable characters,
So
and I'm like, oh good.
we didn't do our prediction discussion like I wanted to, but my idea was, so because we're getting costumes, which we'll talk about in a second because that's interesting. We're probably gonna pretty much slash the roster a little bit. So you take the Mario Kart 8 roster, remove a few slots because costumes, and
You don't
then
need Cat. You don't need
and
Tanuki.
then
Exactly.
I guess there's not going to be third party at launch, so remove those as well. Now, but again, you still stick with the core 8 post DLC roster, right? And you just add to it. And as it stands right now, there's already more characters than it is in 8 currently, and there's characters that are missing, which is a little weird. But my idea was
Okay.
just to just kind of streamline it, and they kind of did that.
So you just gave me the best idea. Um, if you don't want to do islands, if you want to do like a separate map, you in like one of the corners by the sea, you put in Sunshine Airport, and you can just go over, and
Mm,
that's like how you drive onto like an airplane, and that just like flies you over to this. Oh my god, I want this.
that would be so cool. Oh
Oh
yeah, that's the
man,
other thing too. So because it's 24 characters in a race, I think it does it have to be double the amount of characters? Is that typically like at bare
not
minimum double?
not necessarily. I don't really know exactly like the amount of characters each Mario Kart game has,
You
but
can't say
I
24 and then there's like 30 characters. I mean, obviously there's
yeah,
not, but
I don't remember how much like original 8 launched with way back in the Wii U. I think it was something around the lines of like 25, 30. So I do think around 2 is what they usually gun for. The thing is, I don't remember where exactly we saw this, but there was a picture going around of the character select screen, and it was 12 characters per page and 4 pages, so 48. But we're already past 50 that we've seen in trailers, so I'm a little confused there. So,
there's a
hope,
screenshot of the UI?
it's not exactly the UI. Let me I'll send it to you later. But yeah, literally, it's a 4 by 3, so 12 characters per page, and there would look like there was 4 pages. So
Sorry.
no,
Uh,
you're all good. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on there because we already have seen 50 plus. Like there's rumors that like there's a solo Luma. I don't think anyone's confirmed that specifically.
so that's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know if that's true. I saw a picture of it and it looks like a Luma, but I don't know if that's a confirmed thing. I don't know if that's just a different character and I'm blind. But yeah.
Uh, there's so much more that we could talk about with this. But I think we should move on just because we're gonna be talking about it more in the coming days. Not only
Oh
that,
yes.
but there's a treehouse tomorrow. There's
I
two.
keep for I keep forgetting about the
Yeah.
treehouse.
So we might have to come back later this week as well. Just if there's
Sounds
if
good.
there's more. Well, I mean, I might just have you on Fairy Fountain at that point. Um,
Sounds good.
so next up, I believe they finally get to discussing what the C button does, and it's not actually anything that people said. I see Dry Bowser as well and Charge and Chuck. I just had a
Yeah.
random point. Um, welcome back WeChat or whatever it was called.
So my thing with this is it's exactly what I expected, and I'm a little bit disappointed by that.
hmm
Like, I expected like it to be a chat feature. I expected voice chat. I didn't expect the camera.
Right.
Um, but no, it's exactly what I expected. It's like a little Nintendo kind of Discord thing where you can
It's
play against people.
like I understand that they're like trying to be modern or whatever. Just just hit up Discord. They're gonna do it 10 times better, and you can still implement your goofy camera. Like
I don't know, I like what they're trying to do here. I don't think it's gonna be super popular, but you know what? I'm happy the Switch has it.
it's
Like
just
they tried.
like the fuck in the trailer it looks like shit.
No, literally, like those games are like running at like 15 frames per second when you're looking at them.
Like what? Like how did they get that past QA? Like God, like it looks awful.
They were probably like, "We're out of time. Put in what you can do. We'll hope it's better by launch."
Now what I do like is I hope that cam or the I hope that microphone is as quality as they say it is because
We'll see.
it has the noise canceling stuff and all that. But we'll see, and it's free for people. So if you really want to check it out, it's gonna be there for free. The only thing that bothers me, everyone was worried about. Oh, the mice won't last the whole system lifespan. That camera ain't gonna last the system lifespan.
No.
That is the thing that's gonna be a waste of $80.
Is it
I don't
$80?
know, probably somewhere around there.
I think it's 50. I want to say I saw somewhere it was 50, but still, that's yeah.
Like
I'm not touching it. I have no need for
I
it.
would only get it if people actually play Jamboree with me, but no one plays Jamboree with me, so I'm not getting it. All right. Anything else about game chat? I don't. It's just cool.
It's cool. I'm happy it's there. Like it's harmless, but
Mhm.
I probably won't use it very often.
This is just their roundabout way too of like implementing DS stuff like microphone, camera, all that stuff
Yeah,
that we kind of been missing, and the Wii U had it too. So it's like okay, bringing it back. All right.
I'm cool with it.
The coolest part of the direct, in my opinion, Game Share. Unfortunately, it's limited to a select few titles, but welcome back, Download Play. Like this is literally Download Play.
So it was 6 in the morning, like when we were watching this. I turned to my partner. We're still in bed. We're still groggy because we woke up like 10 minutes before the direct started. And he looks at me. And he's like, "This wasn't here for like this wasn't here the entire Switch generation." I'm like, "No."
No.
And he's like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "Tell me about
Now,
it."
here's the cool thing. It is local and it's online, which obviously online is the cool part, but it's gonna run like garbage because my PlayStation Portal runs like garbage. So it's cool. I think it'll be nice if they have it usable for all titles. Like for example, like me and Pug want to play Mario Galaxy. That's not seemingly something that's gonna be an option here. Um, what this kind of soft confirms, and actually no, I'll save it for the next section. But
Sounds good.
basically, It's a little weird, and there's a reason why they need, like, you would think like, oh, that seems like a system level update. It's not. It's because certain games like 51 Worldwide Classics, it's saying you can have your own individual screen. And so not only are you streaming your version of the game, but you're also streaming what would be other people's version of the game as well. Because you get your own
Right.
individual screen, which is like only select games would ever need that. But like games, for example, like 3D World, you're not going to need that, right? You can just stream your game and it's like you're playing locally. So
Exactly.
so that again, coolest fucking feature in the direct, and it's compatible with Switch One too, which is great. So,
Excellent.
um, and again, the games that were on display here, Captain Toad and Big Brain Academy, like, huh?
I mean, not to go on a side tangent, but like there's a bunch of games are getting like free. I'm assuming like performance updates, not like visual ones, but
I
like
was gonna wait. I was gonna
okay,
wait for
sounds
that.
good.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later.
All right. Now we get into what is the Switch 2? Why do you need to upgrade? Um, First things first. Uh, it is uh, it is in 1080p handheld, which is what we predicted. I thought it was
Yes.
it's gonna be locked at 60 handheld. No, it is 120 handheld, which is
This
absolutely fucking crazy.
this entire segment was so much more technical than I ever expected from Nintendo, and I am so
That is the
here
other
and
thing. It's
happy
like
for
this.
it.
Who's talking? This is Nintendo.
Like I didn't expect to see HDR or anything like that come out of Nintendo's mouth today.
Yeah. Okay. HDR at the bare minimum, yes, because that is very. Supposedly, it's the commonplace now. Which,
Well, yeah, but I didn't expect them to say it.
right?
I expect them to be like, "Oh, it can run games really well. It can run. It's a 1080p screen. It's great. It's bigger." Obviously, they couldn't make any reference of like the not the D-pads, but the circle, the joysticks. Why was I
Oh yeah,
blanking on
they
that?
didn't
Like
say Hall
obviously
effect, so
they can't, but I think they are. The thing is, if they admit to those being better, that just could open themselves up for a myriad of lawsuits, or at least admitting
right.
that they were, or at least
That they
admitting they
were
were wrong about
bad
it.
before. Yeah.
Exactly. But I'm like, I saw that Pro controller, and I'm like, oh great, my Pro controller's stick drifting like crazy, so I'm gonna get that new controller. This one better be fixed. I'm gonna be pissed if it's
Yeah.
not.
And then we got 4K 60 and docked. The docked actually has a fan in it, so there's actual stuff going on in there. Uh,
Sweet.
we also have 256 gigabytes at launch, which is good because the Switch One has not a whole lot of storage, but two, because they're going to require you to get a new SD card. And that is
Bless.
pretty much the next thing that happens right after this is talking about the Express SP. I was like, let me just make sure I don't have one. I don't, and a lot of people don't, and they're
I don't think
not.
I do.
They don't even make that many of them, so they're basically forcing SD's hand at this point. They're not very common as of right now. They're good. They read and write data faster, but like everyone that's going to be switching over is going to be like, well, how the fuck am I going to switch all my games over? You now have 256 gigabytes, which is about as much I have on my SD card anyway. So you'll probably be fine at launch at the very least, but then eventually,
Yeah.
once those Express SD cards are more widely available, then you'll be able to upgrade your expand your storage.
Exactly.
And so that's what was good about that. Um, speak While we're here on this tangent, they showed Woolly or Crafted World loading up
Yeah.
faster. They they showed Crafted World loading up faster, and there's speculation that they accidentally showed a port of Woolly World on the website. Uh,
I can't tell because every other territory is right. So it's like, but I guess it's like it's a new like icon for Woolly World. Like
it
it's
is.
adjusted. Like so I can't tell if it's oh hey this intern working at NOA like messed up the games and didn't catch it,
Hmm.
or if it's just like an error. Like I want Woolly World on Switch so
Which
bad.
is
So if
why
this
Is there another direct coming? Like that's why I'm saying like there could be more stuff that we don't know
But
about.
here's the thing: they announced Nintendo today last week, and that's something they could easily just put on that one day. Or
Right.
hell, like I know it's a Switch 2 Treehouse, but I'm like, oh hey, this is coming too. It's coming next month. Yeah, I don't know. That
Yeah.
doesn't make as much
Well,
sense to me
there's still
personally,
nothing
but
going on this month or next month, so
yeah.
um
So I mean, I think that's probably what's going to happen if it is real. I'm
mhm.
still 50-50 on it. I could see it being like a dumb mistake, like they thought it was Yoshi's Woolly World, but they meant to show Crafted World. I It feels very weird because it is a special icon. So obviously it wasn't just a go on Google, type in Yoshi game Switch, and then pick out the first one you see.
Right. Now here's brings up another small issue that I have personally. During that whole like what is the Switch 2 segment, they showed the UI a little bit.
Yeah,
And that shit is the exact same.
it feels
And
a little smoother,
yeah,
but
there's
beyond
a little
that,
pop of color and stuff, but the reason why I was worried about this is because of the Xbox. The Xbox Series made, other than telling people, "Hey, this is the next generation of Xbox," a lot of people are just like, "Oh, this is the new Xbox. This is the Series S, Series X. Like there's virtually no difference other than performance." And
yeah,
with the older, I can get my day one Xbox right now and then plug in a Series X and they would look identical, like in terms of
yeah,
UI and everything, because that's just the way that they chose to go. This is seeming like, oh, we just upgraded the Switch Ones, and the
yeah.
Switch Ones will still be unique to it. I hope. But I was just hoping that they would be, a little bit more fun with it now because now they know what they're doing and they don't need
The
zero
system's a
point.
lot more. The system's a lot more powerful.
Exactly. There is a new eShop, but it's still browser based, and that's really shitty because it's
Yep.
awful. It's bad. Um, so I'm not really sure what they're thinking in that regard. Um, but yeah.
I feel really bummed out because for me, I think besides like the games, obviously, the biggest thing I wanted to see is the new UI, the new like game cases.
Mhm.
They all kind of disappointed me, like
Mhm.
very much so. Like, don't get me wrong, the Switch 2's UI, I don't know what it is. It might just be that there's no other cartridges in it besides Mario Kart. It feels like more rounded. I don't know, like if
Yeah, it's
that makes
rounded. It
sense.
is.
But I'm like, I like it, but it's like if they introduce more themes, I feel like that'd have been something they discuss if they were going to do it at launch.
Right.
I want at least more than dark mode and light mode. Maybe make
Mhm.
folders more present. I don't know. I don't get why they didn't change that. Like I feel like they've had years to hear our complaints. They know we're disappointed. We wanted a change up, and they did practically nothing to it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a little strange, and we still. I mean, we did get to see the download play option down there. There's also the digital game cards that are there as well, which is also kind of making me think that they're gonna be having the Switch One UI update to this as well, which is worrying me a lot because we saw the digital game cards in the Switch One Direct last week,
Yep.
but
Hey, they
there's
won't have
no
the C
download
button.
play.
They won't have the C button.
There's also a weird green thing, which I don't know if that's just the new Nintendo Today thing or because
I
there's no
think it's
news
like the
button. There's none.
it's either the brand new news button or something like that. When I first saw it, I wasn't thinking fully. I was like, "Oh, that's the new like play tracker, like to track how much like each game we played." I'm like, "No, Nintendo doesn't like us that much. They're not going to do that."
Right. It is weird. Now, I would hope that they just replace the news tab with Nintendo Today, which would be really good
Agreed.
for parody and stuff. But we'll see what
The problem
happens.
is the news app always feels like 2 weeks behind.
It
Like
well,
unless it's like a big direct, I swear it's like it's old news all the time.
yeah. I mean, I never use it, so it's like
But I'm chronically on Twitter, so it's like it makes sense.
mhm,
It's not for me.
right, and that's why I think having it be basically Nintendo Today on Switch would be a lot cooler. And
Yeah.
that's when they can start playing around with UI and stuff because then you can have a calendar on your home screen. Wow, innovative! Like,
I was I think the one thing I really wanted to see was um, being able to use Nintendo Music with it.
mm, Yeah,
I really
Rogers Bay
wanted to
said
see
that as well.
like turn it on and you can play one of your playlists exactly like Rogers Base predicted. I love
He
that
said it's
prediction.
absolutely silent.
I'm like, I don't get it. Like, you can even do Spotify with PlayStation. I'm sure you can with Xbox too. But I'm like, why are you not like having music on your home screen? You have a strong enough system that can do this.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
what's your excuse? Like
Well,
7, 8 years ago, I get it. Now, no.
speaking of having a more powerful system, we have what is essentially our nah. I don't want to call it a pack-in title because that's not what it is, but it's basically our Astro's Playroom of the generation, and it is Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. And at first I was like, oh wow, this is cool. Like it's almost like a Nintendo Land sort of thing. You get to play and check out all the new technology, and it's like really cool. And then they said it's a paid download.
Yeah, once they said that, I didn't feel very welcomed.
Like why? Like why? Why? Okay, now no one's gonna buy this. Like at first it was like, oh, it's a
I
cool little thing, but no, I'm
right now.
going
It
to.
seems like
But
the pricing's going to be between like $8 and $10, and I'm like, you really couldn't justify just putting. Why is that like the okay? You couldn't justify just packing that in. It's like an $8 thing. I'm like Astro's Playroom was so much more of a game than this looks like, and it was free. And I'm sorry, I just played the Astro games a few months ago. I'm riding that high. I don't want to touch this thing.
right.
Like, even if it was free, I think I'd be a little underwhelmed.
I think I will buy it eventually, just like not right at launch. But it's just something I
Well,
want to check out eventually. But it really should have been free. That's so
we'll
dumb.
talk we'll talk about this more coming up, but I mean, there is so much stuff coming out when the system launches.
Hmm.
I'm not touching this. And there's so much else to play.
Right.
And that's a good problem to have. But it's like if this was free, I at least would have checked it out. If you want me to pay like $10 for this when you're already asking me to pay hundreds upon hundreds of dollars on launch day, I'm not buying it. I don't need it.
Next that we saw was the Pro controller. Pretty much just adds a headphone jack and
Mm,
the C button. I'm
I
kind
was
of disappointed a little bit.
that it, I was hoping it was like that patent where it was going to come in half. I was really
The
like
reason why I really wanted that is because the Joy Cons are so uncomfortable. They're so uncomfortable, and I don't know how these bigger ones will feel in our hands, but like it like I literally had to buy like 4 different peripherals because I don't like playing with Joy-Con anymore.
that's during this generation. I've had to go through two Pro controllers because both have gotten stick drift on me over the years.
Hmm.
Like they last longer than the Joy Cons. But when I get to the point, I'm like, I don't. I'm too close to buy a new Pro controller, so I'm just sitting here playing with Joy Cons. I don't. I They're fine. I just don't find them comfortable. And it's like when I'm playing like more hardcore games like Splatoon, I feel like it messes with my performance, and I
Right.
just don't like them. So like the day this comes out, better have the Hall Effect joysticks because I do not want to have to buy two, three of these in a generation.
The other thing is too is that well we can just hop right into it at this point. It's launching June 5th. What's coming June
Yes,
5th is the Switch, which is 450. Mario
450,
Kart
a little bit,
World, which
little bit
I'm buying
higher.
separately,
Me
um,
too.
physically, which is 80
80,
bucks. A Pro controller, which is
80
80
bucks.
bucks. If you're one of those people, a camera for 50 bucks, a new SD card for 60 bucks, and probably Zelda, Kirby, and what's the other one? Well, I'm not getting Jamboree, but most people probably
So
are.
what I'm doing, which Kirby's not coming at launch. Kirby's coming in
Oh, it's
August, I
not.
believe.
It's Zelda.
I think Zelda's are launch, yes.
Fuck.
Um,
God
so
damn it. I'm
I
buying
believe
it physically.
Kirby's the end of summer. I think it's August. I've told myself flat out if these Zeldas have everything on the cartridge and it's not like that little upgrade code, I will buy those games. I will
Right.
double dip.
Well, because there's
If
the
it is
key
if
card
it's
thing. I don't know what that
S
is
I
exactly.
don't get the wording. I'm hoping either Treehouse or Nintendo Today or somebody clarifies it before I spend money on these. Like if I get that cartridge for Breath of the Wild and it doesn't even have like the DLC on it, I'm not
Mm,
gonna be happy.
right.
That's the thing. I want these games because they're the most complete editions we could get. And if they're not that, I'm not going to be happy because the prices on those are also
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I don't want to buy an empty game case, but if it comes with the cartridge, if it at the very bare minimum comes with a cartridge, I think I'll be fine with that.
I feel like if they're releasing them physically, they have to. Because I mean, why call it the Switch 2 edition if it's just the Switch 1 game with a download code,
Yeah.
or
And
whatever it is.
and now that we're on this point, the Switch 2 edition games are interesting because well, okay, so Jamboree and Kirby I get because they're
Yes.
you not only get the performance patches, but you're also getting basically DLC, which is sick.
Yeah.
It justifies you paying the value. Now, where it doesn't get me is Metroid, Pokemon, and the Zeldas. Because nothing new is added other than the performance updates, which you're getting for free anyway with other games.
Yeah.
And so it's like,
Um.
unless they're going to be like, well, here's the original Switch 1 version, and it actually, Kokiri Forest runs at 30 frames per second still on your Switch 2. That I don't see happening. So it's like, other than for Zelda's notes, why are you getting a Switch 2
So
edition?
I think Breath of the Wild and Tears run at 60. I think that's like what they were marketing, and I
But
feel like that's what
period.
I saw.
Like, for
But
free.
yes, well, the free games, it seems like those are literally just like fixing the frame rate and stuff like that. Like you're not gonna. I don't think you're gonna see any visual enhancements
Well,
with
I
these.
mean, the Switch 2 doesn't really have any visual enhancements.
I
So,
mean, they technically they say they improved the resolution on Zeldas. I don't see too much of a difference. I think they look
yeah.
prettier, but they're still advertising it like they went in and they did something. And they
What are you
are, I
buying?
just faster load times, an extra
But
save
that's
file.
coming for free.
No, it not for the Zeldas.
The faster load times is inherent because it's running on a better system, and
I don't,
it comes from the SD card and the better
but
storage.
I don't know. They market it like you can't get that faster load time without paying for it.
Well,
I
I
don't know
mean,
if
people
that's
are gonna
true,
test the
but
shit out of it. So,
yeah.
and so
But I'm
again,
like, I don't.
it's only the Zeldas and well, again, Metroid and Pokemon are a little different because in my eyes, those aren't coming until after the Switch 2 launches. So then you're like, okay, do I buy the Switch 2 one or the original one? And
Mhm.
that's where the conversation is a little bit different because you don't need the extra content because the content isn't out yet. It's
Exactly.
not years old content, right? Decades. I mean, for Breath of the Wild, basically a decade. But like, you
I
see
mean,
what
and
I'm
that's
saying?
but that's the bonus. Like, if you have I think it's expansion pass, you get the Zelda content for free.
Okay.
Like those are just included. If you don't want to pay money for those, you don't have to.
Which is weird because
I'm
if
only doing
you don't have the expansion pass anymore, you're like, damn, my game runs worse because I don't have expansion pass. It's so weird.
it's stupid, but I
Again,
mean those
Forgotten
ones are
Land
only
and the other one makes sense because it's
yes,
DLC.
but that's why they're $20 and not $10. Those updates are $20. The Zelda ones and Metroid and Pokemon are only 10.
Okay.
So they're charging an extra $10 for the content, $10 for the upgrade.
Now, is there more?
More coming. I I have to imagine yes. I don't know when, but I'm like
We only need a
I could
handful, really. Like, again, I don't
I
know
could
if Mario Odyssey was on that free game list, but like, we don't need too many. Like, honestly, like if they keep this
I
at a bare minimum just for the launch, like, keep it simple.
I could see us getting a few more. I could see us getting Pikmin 4 potentially if they want to do some more content. Mario Wonder, I don't think they'll do, but it's possible. Xenoblade
Pikmin's pretty
X, it
good
seems like
anyway.
it was rumored. And then I think the big one could be Smash. Like if they wanted to do like a complete edition, maybe they got Sakurai in to make like a couple more characters while he was making Air Riders. But that doesn't have to happen. But I'm like, if they want to like charge $70 for a complete Smash Bros that people would buy,
Hmm.
I think that's the smartest one.
So,
But it just depends. I
am
don't
I
think we see these for too long.
am I the only one that's buying Kirby and the Zeldas physically? Or
I'm gonna buy Kirby digitally because I don't have that much. I love the game, but I don't need that content on a cartridge.
hmm
As long as they tell me all the DLC and these performance updates are on cartridge and I just have to put it into my little game slot, I will buy both the Zeldas physically. Like I happily will spend that money.
you know, I do still plan on buying the DLC for Pokemon, like the physical versions that they came out with. Those shits are like 120 bucks. I want to because I want to get the little thing, but
No, I will.
all
I will
right.
buy the Zeldas if all the content's there. If it's not, I'm gonna be
Hopefully, we'll see
grumpily
tomorrow.
buying the upgrades.
What time are
Yeah,
these,
we'll
by
see.
the way?
I believe they start at 7 a.m. both days. I think tomorrow's is 4 hours and Friday's is 3 hours, according to Nintendo Today.
Okay, say that one more time. I did not listen to what you just said.
For how dare you? It starts at 7 both days. Tomorrow's is 4 hours. Friday's is 3 hours.
Wait, when?
Tomorrow at
No.
7 a.m.
Oh, it's in the morning. Oh.
7 a.m. both days.
Oh shit. Okay. Unfortunately, I'll be at. Well, I gotta leave at like 8:30, so I'll watch it for an
I'm
hour,
not.
I guess.
I'm not watching these. I'll watch the gameplay clips after they're uploaded to YouTube. I'm like, the treehouse is sweet and all. I do not need to see whatever like bunch of third party stuff they're probably going to show us. I know they gave us a list of games, but knowing my luck, the games I want to see are either going to be at the end of the show or tomorrow or Friday.
Like
Like
I want to
I'm not sitting
see
through it.
like Mario Kart like gameplay and like UI and stuff, which
They're apparently showing that. They're showing the Zeldas. They're showing Prime 4 to some extent. Like it's a good lineup.
mhm,
I don't want to sit through the stuff I don't care about to get there.
right. And we still don't have a launch day for Metroid Prime.
I imagine it'll be probably tucked in, probably before Hyrule Warriors and um, Pokemon. Probably like September, October, somewhere around there.
All right. All right. Are you ready for the arms of the generation? What is this? Drift and Drive? What is it called?
I it's
Stupid.
cute.
Where's Mario
It's
Maker? This
it's
is the
little
game.
wheelchair. It's wheelchair basketball.
That's it.
Yeah. This
It better not be
this is
$80.
this is my arms of the showcase. Like
Mhm.
I do not give a rat's ass about this game.
Arms was fun
Like
though.
it was fun, but I didn't play anymore. I didn't play 10 hours of it before I dropped it. I gave up on that series so fast.
Damn.
I probably played more Min and Smash than I played Arms in general.
Damn. All right.
So
Well,
I
there's
don't care.
there's that, and then now we get into the third party section, and Elden Ring straight out the gate. Good choice. I think we're getting that launch day. I think it's so
Um,
I think it's so funny that the version that they call it the tarnished edition, so it's the shit version.
yeah.
Like,
I don't think Elden Ring is coming out at launch. I think that's coming out later in the year.
okay, they're like this with Bandai Namco though. They're like everything is Bandai Namco from the last two direct. So we obviously we had to get our Hades, because that was
Good.
very helpful for the Switch One. We're also getting Street Fighter Six, which includes the first 2 years of DLC,
That
and
game. So like, oh, go ahead.
Amiibo.
For third, they just announced this before we started recording. $30 a pop. I'll buy. Maybe I'll
I'm
buy
not
one.
getting
I'm not
them.
buying all three.
I don't
I'll
care.
buy one. I'm not buying all three.
I
Mm-mm.
think it's crazy that they even mentioned it, and Nintendo didn't, but they did.
We got like 8 new amiibo announced today.
When?
Actually, this morning.
When? I didn't see any other Amiibo other than these ones.
All 4 of the new champions plus Minero's robot from Zelda. They were announced on
Oh.
Twitter this morning.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh,
Well,
and those are $20 a pop now.
I mean, the only one I need
And
is the Guardian one because that actually has features behind it.
you don't want a side on amiibo?
A what?
Everyone a side on.
No.
Everyone should have a side on amiibo.
I I really wish I could
He's
find
great.
the clip, but like when I was playing through Tears of the Kingdom and I got to that part and they like showed the new statue in the middle, I was like, whoa, wait. That was supposed to be behind closed doors. Why are they showing that? But yeah, Amiibo, I guess.
Yeah, they're alive.
Then again, we had to have it. Daemon X Machina as well. Which is this the second game or the third game? Because I swear to God, they
I,
announced the second game a long time ago.
I think they announced it a long time ago. I think this is like the release date of the second game.
Okay.
I don't know. I hate this series.
Again,
Like
it needed to happen, but
them opening up the 2018 Nintendo Direct with the first game. I've hated it ever since.
Right.
That direct was so bad, and I blame it on that game.
We're also getting Split Fiction, which is good. EA Sports, which is inherent. It was gonna happen. Well, actually, we didn't get any EA Sports last generation. We mostly got the 2Ks, I believe. I don't think we had a Madden on Switch, so that's good.
No Madden. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good. We obviously got our Tony Hawk Pro Skaters, which did it need to be shown
Showed
here? Probably not.
they showed SpongeBob for like half a
Yeah,
second.
that was so
I
weird.
was I was like, okay,
I was expecting some kind of Nintendo collab because they did Doom Guy, so it's like,
yeah,
um, then we're also getting Hitman, which I think that was more of like a. By the way, we're making another 007, which I think is
pretty
more
much.
important to Nintendo fans. And then fucking Bravely Default, like
I
again, not
mean,
super exciting for me, but like crazy that we're getting a remaster of the first game.
I think the developer, like creator, somebody from that team teased like, oh hey, this is going to be an exciting year for Bravely Default. I think people were expecting a new game, but I will gladly take a remake of the first one because it's only going to be $40 when it comes out, so it's actually
Nice.
very fairly priced.
Yeah, it gives me a chance to check it out because you have Bravely Default, Bravely Second, which I think still needs a port, and then Bravely 2. So,
Yeah,
which I heard was
the
a good.
weirdest trilogy of game titles.
Yeah. And then we got Yakuza 0 Director's Cut, which is actually a new version of Yakuza 0 with new cutscenes. Just so you know, I know you don't care about it, but like,
I
I
don't care.
the importance of this is that they announced that Yakuza games were coming to Switch in 2017, and
Yeah.
they never did until literally last year. So
Better late than never.
yeah, so hopefully this is a sign that finally the rest of them will come. And then Xenoblade Warriors, right, Hylian, right?
Look, look. You should have seen my partner's heart break when we saw that it was Koei Tecmo, and then we saw the banner. Like we've been talking like on and off for like a couple years now. It's like, oh yeah, I could see them doing one based off of Tears of the Kingdom. I
Mhm.
don't really know how much they can do content wise. Like clearly, they have enough for a whole game. I do not doubt this team. Those games are always so rich in content. I'm happy because I'm never going to say no to another Hyrule Warriors game. Those are
Mhm.
peak. I'm just
Wait,
confused.
is Hyrule Warriors one of those games that gets a performance update? Because it needs one.
I think they don't have an announced one yet, but I think they'll probably be like, oh, this is coming next month. Right now, either a Switch 2 edition, like digital only, I don't think that one has to be
Hmm.
physical. Or it's like, oh, here, download a free update, like a performance patch, because that's all it
Yeah.
needs is a performance
Well,
patch.
because I've been waiting for Switch 2 to play one Breath of the Wild, two,
Hmm.
um, and or
Age of
sorry,
Calamity.
and both Hyrule Warriors, because I
Definitive
missed out
runs
on it.
Definitive runs great on the Switch one. It's just Age of Calamity is a little funky.
Okay. Well, it gives me opportunity to play all three. So I'm hoping that it does at least. It's the frame. It's not. I don't care if it's in 240p. All I care about is that it's in 60 frames because the games need the frames. So
No, we will. I'm sure we'll see a performance patch for that before this one comes out. But I am so excited for this one because I don't know where exactly Nintendo Life confirmed this. They say it was via Nintendo. Apparently, this game is entirely canon, which the last one could not say.
right, but
So
there's nothing
I'm
to make
very.
it not canon. So it's pretty
I
basic.
mean, they added time travel to the last one, so never say never.
Whatever.
Like technically, if they follow canon and like they stay in the past, Link's not going to be playable.
I mean,
So
Ganondorf
so
was playable in Age of Calamity, wasn't he?
no,
Who was
it
the
was just
bonus
Calamity Ganon.
character? Oh, Calamity Ganon.
Calamity
Okay.
Ganon.
So I would assume that the bonus character this time would just be Link, but it's not
I
like a
mean,
non-canon like Goofy.
there's either gonna be like an epilogue that you go back to the present, you have some extra content, or maybe like a part two to the story,
Hmm.
or there's literally just like an adventure mode like the first Hyrule Warriors, and that's just how you play as Link and some of the other characters.
Right. Man, I just want a new
But yeah,
franchise, bro. Like it's cool and all, but like, and it makes sense,
yeah.
but like, I just want a new franchise. Like, where's Mushroom Kingdom?
Here's the thing, like I thought they reached a good point. Like, okay, two Fire Emblem, two Zelda. I don't see a need for a third of either. Like, I'm
Hmm.
not mad. I'm so happy we get another brand new
I
Zelda game
forgot
this
about Three
year.
Hopes. I'm gonna be honest, I forgot about that.
Everyone did. Both Fire Emblem Warriors games were kind of so-so. At least Three Hopes was like a bit more like put care into it. Like Fire Emblem Warriors was just fan service for fan service sake. And
Well,
I
same
don't
as
think it was
Hyrule
received too
One.
well.
So.
But that one had a lot more of a fan base, and that one
Hmm.
felt a lot more cared for because obviously there was like three versions, two DLC season passes. That game was just so rich in content.
Right.
But yeah, no,
The
I was
completionist
rooting for
couldn't complete it.
I was rooting for Xenoblade. I'm a little bit bummed it wasn't Xenoblade, but
Right.
you're talking to the Zelda guy here. I'm not going to say no to Zelda.
Right. Would you like to take over for the next one?
Do I ever? Um, so for years now, I've been talking about a certain couple of GameCube games coming over to the Switch. And while I would have loved them to be the HD versions, we are officially getting on launch day GameCube Virtual Console. And the first game they showed off is Wind Waker. And I
Yay!
guess Soul Calibur and F
Which is
Zero
cool.
GX. They're
Which is
very
also
cool.
cool. You know, another game that they showed, not in the gameplay sense, but in the upcoming sense.
Pokemon, the Pokemon
Yeah,
ones?
yeah.
I
I'm
knew it.
so mad because that's a main series game, and we still don't have Red and Blue.
But you know which ones they didn't show? Prime 2 and Twilight Princess. And
Hey, it could still happen.
I'm gonna be so mad if they treat Twilight Princess like a Wii game and don't give it to us on GameCube. You will see me marching that Kyoto headquarters.
I mean, no sense in not having both. Like we
I
had
think it'll
Link's
come.
Awakening, and Mario
Yeah.
64, and Mario
No,
Sunshine.
I think it'll come because I mean, yeah, we could get Wii virtual like Wii NSO at some point in the generation. I'm not betting on it anytime soon. I think we'll get DS a couple years down the line.
Hmm.
But no, it's great. We're getting Wind Waker. Obviously, I wish it was the HD versions, but you know what? I'll take what I can get. Like for years and years and years now, we didn't think GameCube was ever going to come to this kind of service,
Right.
and they didn't raise the price.
No, it's again
That was the surprise for me.
like we had talked about in our predictions video. I thought there was going to be some sort of benefit just for being on Switch 2. This is an
Yeah.
exclusive Switch 2 thing. So,
Yep.
this is your one benefit, and likely in September when we usually do, we'll probably get a deluxe expansion or something along those lines, or maybe next year, whatever the format
I think it'll
takes.
be probably next year. I think they're gonna be like, oh hey, are you enjoying the drip feeding? Have you enjoyed all the games? Because I think they showed seven coming soon, so that gives us roughly like
Hmm.
7 months worth. So that would lead us to like the end of the year. Though obviously that's not going to be all the GameCube games. Like we'll get Twilight Princess, we'll get Prime 2. It'll probably be like a stealth. Like I could see those both being direct reveals. You know, like
Right.
oh look what's coming with NSO. Oh look at that, it's Metroid Prime 2, just in time for Metroid Prime 4. Oh, you want to play Metroid Prime 3? That's too bad. It's
Oh,
not
it's a
important.
Wii game, so
That's a Wii game. You
yeah,
can't play that. That's illegal.
yeah. Um, You know what else is interesting too is let me ask you. So I've been debating on getting just to have. I don't have a GameCube adapter. I don't. I never have. Not even in the Wii U era. So I'm asking if that's still something I should get just to have, just in general, or at this point I'm just getting an NSO one because I have all the NSO controllers.
I was gonna tell you just get the NSO one. Like I'm not a GameCube controller guy. Like it's fun in Smash. I'm more than happy to play with the just current Pro controller.
Hmm.
But that GameCube NSO controller looks sick.
Hmm. So we've gotten this far, mostly talking about we are good heavy hitters for third parties and stuff. But what I didn't expect is to get three back to back things that we have been waiting for a very long time. Okay, we got all our
Yes.
Nintendo stuff out, right? We got fucking Deltarune. And not only is it chapter 3, but it's
And
also
4.
chapter 4. And what's so
Coming on
funny,
launch day.
and it's coming on launch day. What was so funny about this trailer is like chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4 is waiting. Deltarune is waiting. No, bitch, I have been waiting for 8 years for this damn game to finish. Like holy shit. And
No,
then
that was huge.
Immediately following that, the first time that we're seeing Borderlands 4 is at the fucking Switch reveal. Like,
Yeah.
the problem with this is that I really hope Borderlands gets a performance update because all three game no, the third game's not even on Switch. It's only the
Yeah, it
first
is.
two. It is?
It is.
Well, either way, 1 and 2 run like shit. And I bought them and I was like, yeah, I'm going to finally check out Borderlands. And then I was like, I can't do this. So I really hope they have some sort of performance upgrade because it is unplayable and I don't want to buy them again on PlayStation. So, I mean,
That
this
falls to
better be a good
Gearbox.
sign. So,
Yeah.
I just think it's crazy that this is where we're seeing it.
Nintendo's got some really good third-party games in the
It
showcase,
is
and we haven't
crazy.
we haven't even touched on the best ones yet.
Exactly. So, obviously, Sid Meier's Civilization.
That's why I'm buying the Switch 2 day one,
Exactly.
so I can use mouse controls.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's actually that's still good. And then we have the 2K games, which obviously it's a pretty much a Switch standard at this point. And then we have Survival Kids, and the stream
Hey,
crashed.
this game was so good it froze the direct, and I had to go to
Go
the
to the
UK
UK
stream.
stream. I think everybody did. And then what is this? Enter the Gungeon, which I think we've known about this game for quite some time.
I think so. I'm not sure.
Fucking Cyberpunk, and this game still doesn't run on PS5. How is it gonna run on Switch 2?
And
I don't know.
this game's apparently coming on a full 64 gigabyte cartridge. Like you're not gonna have to download it. Like they actually care. CD Projekt
I,
Red cares.
they care, but like it still doesn't run on PS5. So how the fuck is it gonna run on Switch 2?
I don't know if it gets good enough reviews, I'll buy it. I've been wanting to play this game for a while.
I'm
We'll
never
see.
been interested, but like I think it would have made more sense to show Witcher 4 at this
Way
point.
too early. Way too early.
I know, but like at this point, Cyberpunk just came and went, and it's like we don't need it shoved down our throat anymore. Um, we also have the Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, which was on talking par with Elden Ring. So that's good that we're getting this. I don't know if it's coming day one either, but it's coming.
No, it's. I don't even know if they said it was coming this year. I'm not
Mm.
100% sure on that one though.
But they also confirmed that they're like, we hope to, the future of the series on Switch 2, so all three games are coming. So,
I
yeah,
can't imagine why they wouldn't. I
yeah,
mean, especially with how mediocrely they've been performing on PS5 alone.
right. And then I think that was the last one before the sizzle reel.
I think
Um,
so.
yeah, let me go through the sizzle reel real quick. I hate that logo, by the way. It looks like shit. Like it's like
Which one?
it's so bad. It looks it like it's so
Oh,
jank. I don't know how to explain it.
yeah. It's a little funky.
They showed Final Fantasy again, then Elden Ring, then Yakuza. I don't need this stream to be in 4K. So what was new that they showed here? Kunitsugami.
Silksong.
Is that the show? They showed that the PlayStation one, right?
I don't remember.
Kunitsugami, or maybe the last direct.
I don't remember.
And then
Silksong.
Silk Song, and it's
Silksong.
coming in
And they
2025.
did it with absolutely no fanfare.
I know, but everyone was like, "Hello."
I literally looked at my partner because he's the big Hollow Knight guy. I looked at him like in shock, and he's just like, I don't know what I'm looking at right now.
Like again, we didn't need anything, but it's here and people popped off. So that's all
Yep,
they needed.
yep.
But they didn't say release date, but they did say 2025, which is
Well,
closer than anything we've had so far. So
yeah.
at
Let's just
least
hope
it
they
was
stick to it.
mentioned. That's all they needed.
Exactly.
Oh man. What else we got? Story of Seasons, which is getting a Switch 2 edition as well, which is weird. Um, Goodnight Universe, Two Point Museum, which is a sequel to Two Point Hospital, I believe, from Sega. Wild
Cool.
Hearts S, which I believe was at the Switch 1.
I
Direct,
think
but
so.
this is a
Maybe
weird pseudo successor to an old classic PlayStation game. So, Witchbrook, which we saw at the last direct, Puyo Puyo Tetris 2S, which I don't know what
John
that is.
Cartwright's everywhere. We're
I
happy.
know. I mean, that whole last direct was for him too. So,
No, literally.
um, is that the Apple Arcade one? There's still an Apple Arcade
I
one that's unfinished that
It
they need
might be.
to.
I'm not. Beats me. I don't like Puyo Puyo.
I mean, again, had to be shown because that was a Switch One like
Oh yeah.
linchpin. So
It was the like launch window darling.
yeah, Rune Factory, another one. They're all of them are on the Switch now. So Marvel Cosmic Invasion, Star Wars Outlaws, which again another one of those fidelity
That was
games that you
cool.
need to
That was
show.
cool to see. Yeah.
Yeah, not a great game, but
Oh, I don't care about it.
I think they did show like a Dynasty Warriors. I think. Oh no, this is
I don't.
No Bunga's Ambition, another PC game. And then they were just gonna move right past this one too. We got Fast Fusion, which I believe is a sequel to Fast
It
RMX.
is, and it's coming
And
out at launch.
again, Switch One had to be shown, but the fact that they just glossed over it is crazy because again, golden child of the Switch.
Literally.
Shadow Labyrinth Switch 2 edition. Does it really need one? Probably not. Rido. This is basically a recap of the last direct. No Slave for Date. Reanimal, which looks like a sequel to like Little Nightmares or something. I
Mm.
Why did they have to show Fortnite? I like
Because it's getting a like performance patch. You know, so
is
it's
it
actually going to make it
okay?
apparently playable on launch day.
Okay, that's good. It says same day as Switch 2, like it's a new game launching. It's like it's a weird.
Well, it
Like
may as well
it
be.
runs like
I guess
it runs worse
I
than
was gonna.
mobile. How does it
That
run
doesn't
worse than
surprise
mobile?
because mobile phones are now stronger than the Switch.
That's crazy. Archives 2 Ridge Racer. We got
Yay!
level 5 Professor Layton.
That
Tamagotchi
game.
Plaza. We
It
needed
looks
the
good.
Switch 2 edition of this one.
Yeah, I saw that and I'm like, they're giving them the budget for that. Good for
Yeah.
them.
And then Human Fall Flat 2. I mean, when I saw it in the Switch 1 trailer, it looked like shit. So I'm gonna be honest, like
Yeah.
it needed it kind of, but like, did it really? And then again, completely new announcement: Human Fall Flat 2, which I never would have expected to get a sequel. And everything is coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. And then, I don't know what to make of this one because I literally stood up. I was like, "Is this Bloodborne?" I don't care for Bloodborne, but is this Bloodborne? And I was like, "If this is Bloodborne, I'm throwing my chair against the
The
wall."
fact that they got a brand new From Software game exclusive to the Switch too.
Yeah, it's
I am in. I don't
crazy.
care. I don't care for this game. I might give it a shot
Not
when
a
it comes out.
limited, not a limited exclusive or timed exclusive. This is an exclusive
How
exclusive.
much money did Nintendo have to shell out for that?
I don't know.
Because I'm like, I promise you, From Software did not go to them. They went to From Software.
Yeah, and then a lot of people looked at it and said, "Is this Bloodborne?" This is a pseudo successor to Bloodborne, as far
Could
as
you
I'm concerned.
imagine if all these years people were waiting for a Bloodborne remaster and it went to the Switch too?
I mean, last direct was a PlayStation direct, as far as I was concerned. So
No, fair.
it just unleashes the potential of ports coming to Switch too, like you know, uh, Loco Roco, Gravity Rush, Little Big Planet,
I
because they don't want to do anything with these franchises. So
I think that the obviously I don't want to like ignore this announcement because it is important. I'm surprised we got nothing from Xbox.
yeah, yeah,
Like I could have seen us getting like
Game
maybe
Pass.
Forza, maybe like a variety of Halo games,
Well, Forza
maybe
is
Game
coming
Pass.
to Switch too. They did say that, but
But I'm like, I could have seen like even not Jet, Hi-Fi Rush coming. Like I kind of thought that would have been a shoe in just because the amount of
it
people
was
asking for it.
supposed to. It was supposed to come to Switch, but then it got
It'll
canceled.
it'll come to Switch 2 eventually. You know it will.
I've been waiting to play it honestly because I
Me
wanted it
too.
to come to Switch too. Um,
I'm like at
but
this point, I'm like, should I just get it on PS5? I see it on sale once in a while.
I actually I did get it for free on PC Game Pass. So I don't own PC
There you
Game
go.
Pass, but I have it on my computer. I just don't want to play it on there. To be honest with you,
No,
I also
that's
have
fair.
both of the Ori games on my computer too, and I
Have you played those yet?
no
Play those games.
on my PC though.
I don't care. Buy them on Switch. They are so good.
Is it a Metroidvania though? Let
Yes.
me finish Dread first then.
Okay, fair enough.
Didn't
No,
finish Dread. Didn't finish Silk. I hated not Silk Song. I hated Hollow Knight. That game pissed me
I
off.
I kept getting lost. I've never
I
finished it
yeah no.
either.
So let me finish Dread, and then if it's a Metroidvania, because I thought it
No,
was
those
more like a
games.
Rayman evolution.
No. It's a lot of platform, but it is a Metroidvania. It is so good. Both
Okay,
of those games are masterpieces.
maybe I'll play both of those games. Then I can play Shadow Labyrinth.
I'm still deciding if I want to play that game. Like, it looks really good, but I'm like, I don't know. The Pac-Man element seems a lot less exciting than it did at the Game Awards.
Right. It's just like like this is the only. I mean, think about it. It's the only way they could really evolve the Pac-Man formula.
It seems like a very generic roguelike with just Pac-Man there.
Yeah. Again, they really can't do anything with the IP. So,
No.
okay. So, I watched this again tonight before we got here, and I cried. I didn't cry the first time. I cried this time. Not because I give a damn about this IP, but because of the ending. But as soon as I saw the animation style when it came on screen, I knew it was Sakurai. What I didn't know is what the game was gonna be, and that is Kirby Air Ride 2, otherwise known as Kirby
Air
Air Riders.
Riders.
I'm gonna call this
Look,
the hard R. I'm just gonna call it the hard
I
R.
I will be totally candid. I wanted Sakurai to be back with Kid Icarus, but he hasn't been with Kirby for 2 decades. This is such a monumental thing that I love Kirby Air Ride, so it's like
Mhm.
this is a win-win. Like I'm
Yeah,
so happy. I'm so
it's
happy he's working on something other than Smash Bros.
this is okay. First of all, think about it. Sakurai doesn't do remakes. Okay, he said
I
he's
didn't
like,
want.
oh, I hope
I was
somebody
hope.
remakes Kid Icarus. I
I
think with
wasn't
the
hoping for a remake. I was hoping there was going to be a brand new Kid Icarus at this point.
I don't think he just I don't think he does that. um,
I don't know.
but looking at this project again, this is gonna be weird because Mario Kart's coming, and how are they gonna
That
differentiate that?
and when I right after I finished this direct, I sat there and I'm like, okay, so Nintendo had three of their big IPs and two of them were racing games.
Yeah,
It in the moment it kind of ticked me off a little bit,
no
but
four.
obviously I got
Welcome Tor, duh. But yeah, it's weird, but it's a very full circle moment. It's Air Riders again. It's Air Ride again, and Sakurai's back working on Kirby again, which is completely unforeseen. So,
yeah.
like, this is his baby. He's back to it. So,
It feels very like I get it. It's he's treating this like kind of how it was Smash, which this is also another reason why we honestly may get another direct sooner rather than later.
mhm,
This game comes out this year. It is April. We have not they did not show a lick of gameplay.
right,
That was a Smash Bros like reveal trailer
right.
if I've ever seen one. And for a minute there, I kind of thought it was going to be Smash for a second
hmm
because
I
like
mean,
the
again,
the
it's
animation looked
Sakurai isms all over.
like
So,
I sat there. I'm like, is this going to be like obviously Kirby's his baby? Is this going to be a new Smash game? Is this going to be a reboot? And I'm like, when I saw it was an actual Kirby game, I kind of breathed a sigh of relief because I'm like, I'm not ready to see the future of Smash yet. I'm
yeah.
scared for it.
No,
So
when
I
he
was
said he
kind
was
of
working on a new project, I was like, "There's no way it's Smash." Now, does this
yeah,
thing
I
get
didn't think so either.
DLC? I don't think so. So I think Smash is likely next. But again, I would
I think
rather him
Smash is
take
already
a
being
more of a supervisor role.
and that's why I think Smash is already being worked on. I think that's been in the works for a couple years at Bandai. Like I
Hmm
think it's that Studio S, and Sakurai's just like supervising.
Right. Again, I'm still of the camp. We still have to make our video on that, but I'm still in of two camps. Either 3D or a complete revolution because we can't just have Ultimate again. Well, I'm not saying an Ultimate Deluxe. I'm saying like a better Ultimate or like an iterative game. We can't.
Here's the thing: as much as I'd love Smash Bros. Ultimate Complete on cartridge, and it's still very possible to
Switch
happen,
to
especially with
edition.
Switch Two editions.
Yeah.
It's like yeah, there's we can day one of Switch Two, we can play all of the DLC, all of Smash Ultimate. The game already runs smooth as butter, besides online, but that's another topic.
Hmm.
We don't need it. Like
Right.
there's no point.
Well,
Anyway,
have you played Kirby Air Ride?
very, very little bits like 10 years ago.
Right. They didn't even show it on GameCube Online. I feel like that's a no-brainer. They should have definitely put this on GameCube
That's
Online
Here's
before
the
this
thing.
comes out.
That's what kind of like it didn't frustrate me about GameCube, but it's like obviously you had Luigi's Mansion in there, obviously you had Fire Emblem. I'm like, I wanted to see Metroid Prime. I wanted that tease of like, heck, they could have teased Four Swords Adventures for Zelda.
Right.
Like that's gonna be a big one when it comes out. I
Hmm.
don't know. I felt like the teasing for GameCube felt very weird. Like it was Chibi Robo, Fire
Fire
Emblem,
Emblem.
Sunshine, Mansion, two Pokemon games, which were very cool. Like it's good picks, but I'm like, where's the Zelda?
Hmm.
As I say, as there's already a Zelda game coming out at launch.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah. Anyways, no, that will be a really good thing. I don't think we see Melee. I mean, we
We need
still haven't seen
64
Smash.
first.
I was gonna say we still haven't seen Smash 64, and that system has been out for almost like 3.5 years now.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think it's coming.
I think
But I
it'll
think the
come
same thing.
eventually, but not now. It's like Smash
Yeah,
64 will come first. Um, and honestly, maybe they're saving that for the Smash 6 hype train, and they just release all the
it's it's
Smashes.
it's possible. It is.
And again, I'm
But anyway,
still I'm still of the belief that Pokemon Anniversary, we're getting those games coming to NSO at some point. So it's all the games that we're talking about. They're gonna happen. So
but I think we have a 3D Mario game to talk about because obviously that's what we got to finish out the direct. Yeah,
yeah, so 3D Donkey Kong, and it looks amazing. It looks great.
it looks. It's coming out in July. We're
Hmm.
playing this game in like 3.5. We're gonna have the system in like 2 months. We're gonna have that game in 3 and I was
It's
shocked.
so expressive, and like everything is interactable. Like that's crazy.
Just literally Donkey Kong's face. Like seeing this trailer
That's a
made his new
crazy statement.
no, but like just seeing his face, like his expressions, made it so sensical why they changed his design.
Hmm.
Like he looks fantastic.
Fantastic. Yeah.
It looks so good. I am so ready for this game. I'm selfishly would have wanted to see 3D Mario first just because it's
Hmm.
been so long. But you know that game's coming sooner rather than
Yeah.
later.
No,
Like I don't.
it exists. Again, it's Mario's 40th anniversary. They're not skimping out on that. It's still gonna happen.
It will come out within the system's first 18 months. If it's, I could easily seeing it slotting in next holiday alongside Pokemon Gen 10. Uh, yeah, those two. I think Animal Crossing will be next summer. But that's not what we're talking about today.
Right.
But no, this game looks really good. I don't exactly know the premise. Like, I don't know if it's going to be a completely open world adventure game. I don't know if there's quote unquote like little small bite sized worlds. I don't really know what the
Um,
demolition system looks like yet.
Based on how I'm looking at this, I think this is Donkey Kong's Odyssey. Again,
I hope so.
what Odyssey was bringing us back to Mario 64 and what that gave us and expanding that experience tenfold. This is effectively doing that for, well, I guess is a new experience, but this is effectively doing that for Donkey Kong 64, made by the Nintendo developers, and what a 3D Donkey Kong would look like from Nintendo instead of Rare, right? And so what I'm imagining with this is basically going to be Odyssey, and it's going to be level based. It's going to be completely new. I mean, look at the platforming. I mean, Donkey Kong's role is still intact. Like it's gonna feel smooth as butter, and it's gonna
And
feel a
see,
little bit different than Odyssey because it's the digging features. But when we do get the 3D Mario, that's when it's gonna be like, whoa, like this is a revolution, right? This is not a
see,
revolution.
I had that Odyssey connection in the weirdest way. Like when we saw that like 2D like Donkey Kong Country throwback,
That was
that
so
imme-
cool.
that immediately took me back to all the 2D pixel areas in Odyssey. That's
Yes.
exactly where my mind went.
That
I'm like,
that
that
looked like, imagine if we took those pre-rendered models and actually rendered them. That's it's so
exactly.
faithful. It looks so good.
I'm so thrilled because I clung on to those Donkey Kong rumors all those years ago. I was so hoping they were real. I remember like back and forth, like, oh, is it going to be 2D? Is Retro going to be doing it? Like, obviously, we knew they were working on Prime 4 at that point.
Hmm.
Or is it going to be a 2D one? Nintendo wouldn't make a 3D Donkey Kong. They're going to make it 2D because that's what they know best. No, they're fucking amazing.
Yep.
Like this looks.
And there were still technically rumors of 2D Donkey Kong as well. So
We'll see.
I think at some point within the generation, Rare will make
I agree.
another Donkey Kong. I think to round it out with a third game at some point
You
in the
mean
future.
you mean retro?
What did I say? Retro,
You said
not rare.
rare. You said
Retro.
rare.
Retro.
I was like, I love that, but no.
No, retro. Like obviously they would make their final third game, then they can work on Prime 5 or whatever, but because I mean Rare was just in a shithole for so many years, but now that they're back in their groove, I think
Retro. You said
what
rare again.
retro. God damn it. You know what I mean. But like again, they
Because
were able to just
Rare is in a bad spot. They've got Sea of Thieves and whatever they're working on now. I don't
yeah,
give a shit.
retro has been in a bad spot for like 10 years. Now Prime is coming out. So I think it'd be time to get
That's the
them
thing.
in the
They're
cycle.
gonna have, if you don't count Prime Remastered or the remake, like the re-release of Tropical Freeze, they have gone almost like assuming Prime 4 comes out in the
Did they
holiday.
even do
Almost.
Tropical Freeze?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. But I'm like, it's been 12, almost 12 years because Tropical Freeze came out February of 2014. Let's say this comes out like last couple months of this year. Almost 12 years without a game.
Mm-hmm.
How does that happen?
Um,
Like,
they were working on a game, then that halted
okay,
development,
I know
and then
how it happened.
I think they were working on a Star Fox game. I really do,
But I'm sitting here, I'm like, how do you not get as a studio get shut down by not releasing a game for over a decade?
bro. Do you know their history? They were this
Yes,
close
I
to
very
shutting
well
down during Prime 2. So
exactly.
they're
I
just a
was like,
really really talented but really shitty development team. And
yeah.
I don't understand how Nintendo doesn't like cuz they're still third party. I mean, well, I guess second party,
I think
but
there's yeah, they're second party.
like Nintendo hasn't like completely bought them out yet. And
I I
the same thing happened with Alpha Dream. Like they fucking fumbled twice. Like how does that happen?
I think after Prime 4 comes out, I think Nintendo does swoop in and buy them.
Hmm.
I think that's just a wise move.
Like
As for
that.
Alpha Dream,
What was the other
as for
one?
Alpha Dream,
Not
so that's
level,
like
not next level. There's another development team that they need to buy. No, Mercury Steam.
Mercury Steam.
I think so.
I mean, Mercury Steam is still working on like stuff other than Nintendo stuff, but I mean,
Intelligent
retro.
Systems.
Yeah, that's literally Fire Emblem Paper Mario. I don't get why they don't own them yet.
Like,
I don't get it. But yeah, I mean, not to go off on a tangent about Alpha Dream, but you saw Checker Conrad's video. It's literally because they hadn't made
it's
a
Paper
hit since
Mario.
Dream.
It's Paper Mario,
They
like I
hadn't,
said.
yeah, they hadn't made a hit since Dream Team, and Paper Mario was their downfall. And then they tried to like feverishly make remakes, and those weren't popular because they
I
put them on the
blame
wrong
Sticker Star,
system.
man. I blame Paper Mario. Paper Mario will always make me mad, but Mario and Luigi's back, so I can't be mad anymore.
Paper Mario will probably be back. I think that the Thousand Year Door remake was a kick in their ass. They probably needed. I hope at least.
Oh God, a 4K Paper Mario, which
Yeah,
means I still like the paper craft aesthetic. I'm a fan of that. So
but
Donkey Kong.
anyways, we have been chatting a while. I think we should wrap it up. So overall, I think we're both pretty positive about the direct.
Yeah.
I think I said my ground. I'm like, I wish we would have seen a little bit more heavy hitters. Like I was hoping for like an Animal Crossing or Splatoon, something from that team. Like I didn't think it was gonna come out this year. Obviously, not having 3D Mario was a weird blow, but obviously it was much
Yeah.
softened by Donkey Kong.
It's replaced by Donkey Kong for now, but I still believe we're getting it a
And
40th anniversary
but the thing is,
blowout.
like,
So
even when you look at like, there's a couple of bumps, but like you look at the overall like the amount of amazing announcements to filler. I don't think I've ever seen such a like smooth direct.
almost no
Like there was
filler.
there was not a moment outside of like a couple of like things in the montage that I was like, why are they showing
Well,
this?
even the drift and drive, like when they're like, it's in retrospect, it's a why are they showing this? But it's like it's a spectacle
It's
because
it's a
it's
new
showing
well,
the mouse.
but it's a new IP for them. Like I can't be mad that they're trying something new.
Yeah.
When I say something like filler, I'm like, oh, you're showing me this random indie game that nobody's gonna remember 2 hours from now.
Right.
And that's no diss on the indie game, but it's like there's certain games you're like, why? Like,
Right.
how much did they have to pay you, or how desperate were you for an extra 30 seconds in your direct?
Right.
But
Again,
anyways,
the last 2 years, like 2024 was just a blip. And it just seems like Nintendo was just shooing out lazy things and we're just so not as confident as they were, at the beginning of the Switch era, and we now see why. Because they're
oh,
boasting with confidence now.
speaking of
So
2024 though, I am excited to see that free patch that comes to both of the Grezzo 2D Zeldas. I want to see Echoes of Wisdom be fixed, frame
I
rate
sure hope.
wise.
Well, I think that'll come inherently. I don't think we need an
Yeah,
update for that. Um,
I hope so, because I'm like, that
Again,
game
that's
was
just
so
frame rate.
good.
That's just frame rate. So
Yeah, that game was so good. But I hope day one comes out for the Switch 2. I'm popping in Age of Calamity and Echoes of Wisdom just to see how they run, and I hope I'm pleasantly surprised.
yeah, and I thought that's the other thing too. Is like we already have so much to play that's new, and I have so many plans to play old stuff. Like
Day
I'm
one,
I'm
literally,
replaying Odyssey. Like there's
my launch day is looking like I'm gonna restart my playthrough of Tears of the Kingdom with everything new and Mario Kart. I'm set.
Mhm. Yeah, and I got so many more videos to make still. So I think that's gonna do it. I'm gonna give it to you for the outro, but before we end, I'm gonna put you on the spot again. Uh, but we coming back here later this week to talk about
As
it
long as
again.
as long as my schedule allows for it, I will absolutely be right here on this bed on Fairy Fountain.
All right. Well,
And
yeah.
we hope you enjoyed this video. Give us a like, subscribe, something about Dubby. They're really cool. I don't remember what our code is, but I like them. I've never had their stuff though. It's pretty cool though. I'm very tired. I'm running off of very little sleep. So please, if you got this far, give us a like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.
Bye.